And it's another beautiful morning. We got a roof replacement going on in Mesquite. This is one of the wonderful customers in the This is Mesquite Facebook group. A little bit of a unique day today. The GMC is down. Project manager Tanner's also down. His foot hurts, so we're riding together shotgun. We're about to get to the job site now, get started, set up the catch-all, and initiate the process of tearing off. Let's see what goes on next. And we've got the guy starting on the tear off. We've got the catch-all all set up. Customer understands exactly what to expect for the day, so everything is going real well this morning. We're just kicking off. We're gonna go get started on a couple other things, doing a walk around, taking some photos of the existing surroundings. That way, if anything does get damaged, we got pretty good total documentation. A lot of things sometimes get damaged on the roof replacement day. We want to make sure we're either paying for it, making sure the homeowner's aware of the damage. Either way, if it's our responsibility, we want to make sure that we know about that. It's just something we want to make sure all of our customers know about. We want to improve your home, not damage your home. So when we say set up the catch-all, this is what we're talking about behind me. So it's got the logos on it, but the main important focus is the landscaping behind it. So everyone has a flower bed or a landscaping that they really care about, and we want to make sure that it's not going to get damaged during the roofing process. So we just keep it covered up. It just ensures that no one has to, of course, pay for plants to be replanted. It just keeps the property much nicer. Like I say, our goal is to improve the property, not damage the property. So anything we can do to go the extra mile, we're going to do it. As you can see behind me, we have got the roof loaded up. It is dried in all the way through. We've got our valley liners, ice and water shield all the way throughout. And then of course, we've got our shingles loaded up on the ridge, evenly distributed. So that way when we go through the installation process, we've got everything we need. We're not making trips up and down on top of the roof. Everything's right where we need it to be. We did some pretty cool things with this chimney flashing. Some pretty severe rot. Looked like the person that installed it previously did not take the proper precautions. So we removed all the old step flashing. We installed ice and water barrier all the way up to the side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to install a L flashing down the sides of each chimney, and then install a counter flashing over this. So by the time we get done, it's going to be a completely different chimney all the way through. All right, in this area, it was really bad damage with the decking. We ended up having to replace about a whole sheet of decking in this location. But now that we've got that done, we've added our ice and water shield around the perimeter of the chimney. Of course, we put it up onto the brick itself. That way, as water sheds down the brick, it's not going to go in between the brick and the underlayment. We've got everything counter flashed over, so it's gonna be a nice transition for that water to go onto those shingles. The other thing the customer mentioned was that this transition between the patio cover and the roof, it's had a lot of water issues with actually water coming down between the metal patio cover and the roof itself. They're sitting out here drinking their coffee with a nice rainy morning, and they've got water dripping on them. It's not right. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this flashing with some Valley metal. What they have on there now is 10-inch. So we're going to go take a look at what we have in the warehouse. If we have 12-inch, we're going to add Valley metal to this and make it a much more larger transition, probably about 16 inches. Otherwise, we'll go with the full 24-inch roll and make sure it's done real well all the way throughout. The other thing we've got going right now behind me is these 2-inch chalk lines on the roof. This is going to ensure that as we go up throughout the roof with our shingle courses, everything's staying right on line and even throughout the entire roof line. This is a very wide roof in terms of the slope. It goes from all the way from that end all the way to the other end. It's a very wide slope. So whenever they start on one end over here, whenever we meet in the middle, we want to make sure it all lines up perfectly. We end up starting, at one portion of homes are of course going to be uneven just naturally, a couple inches. If we end up, going just off the lines of the roof or the lines of the building, we're going to end up mismatching or having some lines that are uneven or at least some slanted stuff. So you can see this right now. They're getting the line popped. He's getting it into the location he wants it to from the above chalk line, which is right there. And now he's going to get it to be good. They're gonna pop it, and that's gonna be the next course. The guys are making really good progress. We've got the front slope just about halfway done, so they've got this one going really well. From here, we've got the back part of the home going really well as well. They're starting on the valleys and working their way towards the garage area. So as they continue on, the rest of the guys, they've got a couple things to do on this back slope here, mainly just the chimney flashing. The other thing they're doing is also revising this transition. So once they get done with that aspect, they'll then begin starting on this back slope, and it'll be flying through. Last video or last clip you should have seen was about maybe an hour and a half ago, so we're making really good progress. It's 11:41 now. By the time we finish up, get cleaned up fully, everything done, completed, probably about 2 or 3 o'clock. So started when the sun comes up, we're done before the kids come home from school. So real quick and easy process. Got the dream team out here. Love to see it. Everyone's working real hard as always. All right, we made good progress on this patio cover and roof transition here. So we've got a good coverage between the roof. We also have good coverage on the patio cover itself. The water was coming actually between the ribs on the patio cover metal. It's our panel, so you do have those raised ribs there. Essentially water, they had a gutter diverter that was right in this location right here. And whenever it rained real hard, that diverter wasn't doing anything but just backing up the water, and of course it went up the roof. Whenever it went up the roof, it also went underneath that flashing, and of course in between those ribs and between the patio cover and the roof itself. So that's why they were getting that rain on them during that morning coffee and a nice rainy shower. But we got this one extended about another 6 inch past what it was existing. This is 24-inch valley metal, so this will do more than enough of what it was looking like before. This is gonna be great. Great quality. We've got the chimney flashing going really well. Also, he's got the back of the chimney flashed at this point. We've also got our step flashing on the sides there, and we've also got our L flashing on the front of this also. So this is what it's looking like. I wish I had a before picture. I'll be able to, maybe if I have a before picture in the gallery, I'll include that. I just can't say I do, but either way, I'll see what I can do about showing you guys what that may have looked like before by putting a photo up on the screen. But man, this is 10 times better than what it was before. They just had that metal flashing tuck pointed into the mortar here, and I guess it's just been re-roofed so many darn times that it has been bent up out of shape, and needless to say, it was an eyesore for the homeowner. It was the one thing she wanted to make sure was going to get addressed, and obviously we want to make sure that customers' concerns are addressed accordingly. If it's a concern to them, it's a concern to us. So we just went above and beyond, and then just made sure it was never going to be an issue. This is going to be a forever repair. Now that we've got the flashing on there, we're going to start installing the counter flashing that's going to go over this. That's just going to make sure that whenever the water goes down the chimney itself, it's going to hit what is the counter flashing, roll over the counter flashing, and down the step flashing and onto the shingles too. So that's the goal with what we're doing here at the chimney. This is a very, very beautiful work by our guys. I love to see this.
The guys are putting the final touches on the roof. We got everything installed. We got all the slopes completed. Ridge cap has been put on. The only thing left to do is just the ventilation. They've got all the vents installed except this one turbine, and we've also got one more turbine to go behind me. We're finishing up the counter flashing on the chimney. It is going really smoothly. It is 1:42, so could not ask for a better day so far. It's about 75 degrees. I mean, I'd prefer this over going to the golf course, in my opinion. It was a fantastic day. Right now we're about to go through the roof and just do our quality assurance check. We're going to go through the roofing checklist. We're looking for exposed nail heads. We're looking for chalk lines in the valleys and the ridge cap. This roof doesn't have any hips, so we're not going to be having anything there. We're going to look at all of the flashings, making sure those are installed properly. Cleanliness is a big thing, so we're going to go on the ground, make sure there's no nails anywhere at all. We have magnets, so there's no excuse to have any kind of nails, any kind of issues, or any kind of leftovers on the ground. We'll get on our hands and knees, go through the flower beds. Of course, we'll have to take down the catch cells. So there's a little bit more work to do, but the bulk of it's done. It's been a great day. And we've got what's called a deal sealer. Roof has been completed. All of the flashings are sealed. All the exposed nail heads have been caulked, sealed. Chimney flashing's done. We got the patio cover transition done as well. Let me show you what the final walkthrough looks like, just so you can see exactly how thorough we are. Number one is going to be the ridge cap. We're going to be looking for our chalk lines just to make sure it's a clean and straight installation all the way through. You can see the chalk line here. It's going to be that blue line just below the ridge line, and that, just like I said, make sure we are installing it nice and straight. Last thing we want is a crooked anything. We really don't want anything crooked. Everything needs to be uniform, everything needs to be straight. Next thing we're going to be looking at is the exposed nail heads. So you can see here, whenever we have a flashing, ventilation, whatever the case may be, we're always going to nail into the shingles just for a secure area. Well, when we have the exposed nails, we got to have them sealed over. So we put that silicone over it. Any kind of exposed nails, there's just gonna be an intrusion point for water to get in the future. So making sure they're sealed over is extremely important. The existing plumbing pipe was to about here on the roof line. So what we did was we actually used this rubber style insertion. So this was able to achieve that same flashing that we're looking for to funnel that water either into the pipe or on the outside of the pipe, and it actually inserted into that pipe all the way down here. And so we've got a nice sturdy rigid pipe boot flashing here. It's made out of vulcanized rubber, so it's going to last pretty much as long as the shingles will. It's a new one, but whenever we have situations where the plumbing pipe is not long enough, it's a solution that we're going to use. Next is going to be the transition from the patio cover to the roof. As you can see, it's about maybe a good 12 inches on the outside. We split the difference. It's a 24-inch roll flashing, so we got 12 inches underneath the shingles, 12 inches going on the patio cover. It's going to make sure they're nice. Rainy mornings filled with coffee is not going to be filled with water dripping on them during the process. Next, we're going to look at the chimney flashing here. So, a couple key pieces. We want to make sure everything in terms of exposed points when it comes to the mortar, we want to make sure all of those points are all filled with silicone. That way any kind of water gets through here, it's not going to permeate into the brick or the mortar. It's going to roll out and roll onto the flashing here. This is going to be your counter flashing, and below that we have our step flashing that you likely saw in the earlier portion of this video. From there, we've got our L flashing at the bottom. So you can see with the L flashing here, we have to have our fasteners into the roof here. Right here in the center, we've got one. Underneath the shingles, we also have our other nail points. So all that being said, any exposed nails, any exposed fasteners, those all have to be sealed over with silicone. Gutters have to be clean and blown out. The customer opted not to replace their gutters, so we were extremely careful with this process not to damage them or dent them, scratch them, whatever that case may be. We wanted to improve the property, not damage it. So we went throughout the entire gutter system. We got any kind of nails, we got any trash and debris. The gutter is going to be as clean as it possibly can be. There's a little bit of buildup and algae, but beyond that, it is nice and clean. Next thing we're going to do is just go through the entire roof. We're going to take photos of all those flashing penetrations, all of those ventilation points. We're going to check for any exposed nail heads, not just on the ridge cap, but if there's any accidents made that the people just nailed a little too low, we're going to catch those as well. So we just want to make sure this is going to be a one and done type of thing. And it's a beautiful roof. Last thing we want is any kind of water intrusion or any kind of weak points in the roof. This is going to last them for the rest of their lives, minus a severe storm. Now that we've got the quality control check all finished, we're going to go meet with the customer, show them all the photos that we took. We took about probably 50-60 photos of the roof and all the penetration, flashing, ventilation, you name it. We've got tons of photos of it, so we're going to go over that with them, go over the completion checklist, make sure they're 100% happy with the work. Of course, we'll go around the ground, make sure there's no debris, nails, really any kind of sign that there was ever a roof replaced. The last thing we want is any kind of evidence that we were here. And now that we're all finished up, we're just going through the entire perimeter, make sure everything is perfect, just the way we found it when we arrived, if not a little bit cleaner. That's the goal, is to go the extra mile. There is no sign of nails, there's no signs of debris, there's no signs of trash. We've got every little bit of tar paper that came off the roof, any kind of wrapper that came off the shingles has been picked up. We'll do probably 3 or 4 walk around just to make sure there's nothing that we missed at one angle or another, but just about perfection. You know, there's going to be things here and there, but we're just that picky when it comes to our projects, our customers, and our job sites. And one of the other items we're looking for are damage to the home or the surroundings. Anything damaged to the fence, anything damaged to the siding, any scrapes in the brick with the asphalt coming from the shingles. We want no signs that we were ever here. So window screens are in fantastic condition. These are solar screens, so they are a little bit more expensive than the average bulk screen. I want to be extra careful with anybody's home, just make sure that it stays pristine. We've got a couple items here we're going to pick up on the way back, but we just want to do our quality control walkthrough. What do we have here? We've got some trash. That's not acceptable. Got anything else at all around here? Absolutely flawless. We've got our resident cripple, Tanner, project manager right here. He's double checking the scene for us. No damage to the flower bed here. These are some very delicate plants, so it's extremely important, but looks like we do have a little bit of trash here. Something that the magnet didn't pick up. Maybe the guys didn't catch it on their passes through, but it's something that I found, and we're not gonna let that slide. You also got a bottle cap here. It was a balmy 75 degrees, so we were definitely drinking some water. This is gonna be a cap from the post. Put that there where it belongs. Just going through, looking for any sign of any roofing material or any kind of debris that could be related to our roofing project at all. There we got a nail right here. We're gonna make 3 or 4 more passes through just to go check anything and everything. We may not see it on the first walk by, but after going through 3 or 4 times, we pretty much get everything possible. Another successful roof installed. We are wrapped up for the day. Back at the shop, it is 4:30, so we all were finished up. We had the completion form signed about 3:30 with the customer. They were just extremely happy. They couldn't have been more thrilled about the chimney flashing. Just overall, the whole project, they were enamored by it. They were very, very direct about their needs and wants. There was no beating around the bush, wondering what they were looking for out of this project, if you know what I mean. It was a really awesome experience, as always. Real grateful for the customers that we have. We're grateful for the business that they provide us. Once again, without the customers, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for allowing us to do the things that we love to do. It's a true blessing, and we couldn't be more happy to do so.